right, here it is. Happy birthday to me if this goes up on Thursday like I planned for it to. Thursday, April 23rd. Happy birthday. I'm actually shooting this several days beforehand, but release schedules and all that. So yeah, here's Hotspot, and we'll show off Defensor in this as well. He's a really cool mold, and we'll get into him in a second. He doesn't come with a comic. He does come with his Legends art, little art card. And you can see this is clearly based off Hotspot from when they released him a couple years ago as the Inferno repaint. It's not based off of this version, but it is Hotspot. And he also comes with his instruction sheet, which shows you all the wonderful delights hidden within. And let's get to those, because here he is. He's a Cybertronian, not really Cybertronian, but like more of a futuristic-looking fire truck. He kind of evokes a little bit of Sentinel Prime from Dark of the Moon type fire truck. But he's blue, and he's a fire truck, and he's got a little raising ladder, and it can rotate, and he's got guns. He's got his guns on either side of him. And anyway, some people have speculated as to whether this could be Onslaught. The way he transforms into torso, I'm not sure, but it might be possible. Like there's I can see a couple of ways that they could turn this into Onslaught the way he transforms into a torso mode. So we'll see. Actually, the more I think about it, the more I think it might be possible. But we'll see how it works. So anyway, we'll go ahead. Rolls very well. He's got 8 wheels. Anyway, we'll go and get him into, again, rotating. We'll go ahead and get him into robot mode, and then we'll go to torso mode, and we'll talk about all that good stuff. So yeah, lift up this out of the way. Split the legs down here. I'll lift this up like this. The legs split, and they actually, much like all the other Combiner Wars toys, you can see there's a little tab here that locks in, but you just kind of extend the knee up. Flip his foot up like this on a hinge, just like that. And then rotate them around so they face the front. The wheels actually go on the inside. He's got some neat tech detailing and stripes in here, but the wheels do rotate to be on the inside of his robot mode legs. Back here, you want to lift this up. Actually, no, you want to open the arms first. The arms tab in to lock that in place. So open up the arms like this. You can see these little tabs here. Tab into this armature right here to lock it in place. So bring the arms down to the side. Flip up his robot mode head right here. And flip up his chest piece. Now, the chest piece is not pinned through. It's just a friction tab. I have had it pop off during transformation, so just be careful of that. It's not a super easy joint to pop off, but it does pop off easier than you'd expect, especially opening it up, because, like I said, it's just a couple of little pegs that just friction tab in there. I'll bring his arms down like this, and down, and then you got his arms. And then this assembly, it comes down, it rotates down, and you rotate it so it kind of tabs in like that. I'm trying to remember how this worked, because this pegs up, but this whole assembly should come down. Now maybe it rotates up like this. Maybe I've got that wrong. Yeah, it rotates down like that. This comes down. No, I've got it wrong again. Oh, here we go, like this. Okay, rotate this around down like this. This comes down, and this, yeah, like this. Just straighten this out. Like this, then fold it up against his back, like that, and then this kind of flips forward onto his back. And do these tab? Yeah, see, there's a couple little peg holes here that peg in to the side of here. There we go. So his ladder sits on his back, and there is Hotspot in robot mode. He's a little thin. You can kind of see through him in a couple spots, but I like him. He looks like Hotspot. He looks like his old G1 Hotspot self, not the giant Inferno repaint, which was not bad for his time, but I'm really digging. He's got his right head and his blue faceplate, and he's got his 2 rifles. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited, but like I said, the Protector Bots were some of my favorite toys as a kid. And so there he is. He's got it's the ball joint. Yeah, it does seem to be a ball joint head. He can look a little up and down a little bit, but side to side. Ratcheting shoulders. He's got this arm swivel out here. He does have He doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he does have a swivel just above the elbow. He's got dual elbows. There's a joint here and a joint here as well. No wrist swivel. No waist swivel, unfortunately. He does have ratcheting hips that ratchet out not too far. They're still a little further than I'd like, but they don't ratchet out to the degree of, oh man, he's doing the splits. Thigh swivel, hinge knee, and again, there's no articulation in the feet. So a little basic in the articulation department, but a really nice looking hotspot. Like, he looks really cool. Now to torso mode. The torso mode transformation is really neat. I love the way they made it all work. So we pull his guns out here. And his guns can peg together end to end to form a larger rifle like all the other ones. It looks a little silly, but you can plug. I guess just that way. So yeah. Now to transform him, you take his arm, you flip this down, fold his head in, and fold this back up. Or actually, I guess you can leave it down too. I'm not sure whether, yeah, I guess it's like that. His arms fold up, and again, there's a tab here and a tab here. Actually, I guess it's just this tab right here. This side has a peg. So there's a slot right there that goes onto this tab right here on the shoulder. So you fold it up and peg that together just like that. And same over here, although there also is a peg hole up here for this peg to fit into. Oh, come on, line up. There you go. So you fold his arms up like that. His legs, once again, you rotate them out and fold them up like that. And again, rotate it, fold it up. And when you're doing this, again, there's a little tab here on his leg, this little black tab right here, and that's going to go in this slot in the leg. Sometimes you'll get, if you try to tab it in below it, it won't fit. You want to make sure that that little tab goes right in that slot that locks it in place. Just like that. And see, this is going to be the front of his body, and how this works, this is really cool. So you take this, you unpeg this, so this is free. Rotate this around like this, and then this little tab right here will tab into this slot here on this. So you collapse this down like this, and then these tabs right here will tab into the back of his chest plate. Just like that, and just like that. And then the ladder, it folds down like this. Oops, stay tabbed in. Folds down like this. Folds through his... this wheel likes to pop off. They're just tabbed on wheels. But it folds through like this. And then there's a hinge right here. This folds up like this. So the ladder just kind of wraps down and around between his chest, up onto his back. And then this panel right here, there's a couple tabs here on the bottom of this right here. There's a tab here and a tab here that go into these slots right here. So you fold this down and tab this whole assembly into those slots to hold it in place. The side panels on this flip down, and then his head is actually folded in half. So you flip this up to form his head and turn it around. And there is his torso mode. I think that's really cool, the way the ladder, instead of like just kind of sitting on his back, I love the way the ladder folds down and wraps all the way around his body to bring his head back up to the top. And that's what I was saying, like, I'm not sure if they could do that with Onslaught, but then again, like, Onslaught has the guns here, and so if they have some sort of mechanism like this that has Onslaught's, twin barrels here in vehicle mode, because this sits up near the cab in vehicle mode, they could still end up on his back pointing up like that. I think it is possible. It just depends on how much they engineer it. So yeah, there's his torso mode. Now let's go ahead and make Defensor. So we're going to go ahead and put Streetwise down over here. Again, he's got the same type of connecting tabs as all the others. So you just kind of push this in here, just like that. First aid over here. Oh no, his springy tabs spring loose. Let me see if I can't snap that back up into place. There we go. Slid out a joint there. Attach him there. Let's come up to the upper body. We'll slide on blades. Oh, again, he's got these little covers here you got to flip down to open up those joints. Slap blades on. Come on, blades. There we go. Oh, tab together. There we go. And then Rook over here. And there is Defensor all combined. Let's back up here and get him in a shot. We haven't got Groove on. We'll get Groove on in a minute. He's big. He's bulky. I think that my main issue with him is like Rook is so bulky, and he's as bulky as the other two that Blades looks kind of anemic next on the other arm. And there's ways that maybe using him as a leg, maybe using First Aid and Blades as legs and move Streetwise up as an arm might fix it. But yeah, Blades definitely looks like the weakest of the combined form there, and we'll see what we can do about that. You can give him his combined rifle if you want, and again, like I said, Groove has a peg right here. This is how Groove turns into a chest plate. You basically just kind of turn him into his front into a motorcycle, and then wrap his legs up. And his legs actually, with his arm sticking straight back, there's a tab on his arm that does actually slot right in here to hold this in place. And you can see there's a peg hole right here and a peg right there. So you flip them up like this, and you just peg them on to this chest plate here, if I can get them all lined up. And he just pegs on like that. So there's Defensor all combining. He's leaning. He's leaning. See if we can't get him to ratchet back up, click, and stand up straight. Okay. So yeah, there he is with all 6 Protectobots. And one of the things that I'm super stoked about, as I said I would mention, is that now I can have him and Menasor fight on my shelf. I've been waiting for this once Make Toys comes out with their Guardia. I'll have Fans Project Menasor and Make Toys Guardia, which are a similar design aesthetic and a similar scale to fight. But these two guys, I know technically they're not rivals in most canon. But to me, these guys were always the two that fought each other. Aside from in the old G1 toys, they were aesthetically similar with like the big boxy torsos, the way that both Motormaster and Hotspot formed the torsos of the combiners. But when I was a kid, I think I had Hotspot, Streetwise, Groove, Dead End, Wild Rider, and Breakdown is what I had. And a friend of mine, that was all I had. So I couldn't make I could make a full combiner, but I couldn't make one whole complete official combiner. And a friend of mine down the road, he had Motormaster and Dragstrip and Blades, and I think we both had First Aid. There were a couple of them that we both had one of, but neither one of us could fully make Menasor or fully make Defensor on our own. But whenever we got together, we could. So whenever we got together, Defensor and Menasor always fought each other when we were playing. So in my mind, regardless of any comic or cartoon or official combiner rivalry canon, these two guys have always been rivals to each other. So it's nice to have them both in the same line, in the same rough scale, to fight each other. I'm super stoked about that. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to Guardia because I think he'll go well with the Fans Project Menasor, and then I'll have some nice third-party versions of those characters to face off against each other. But right now, I'm pretty stoked. So like I said, if this goes up on Thursday, happy birthday to me. That I've got Defensor and Menasor here now on my shelf together. And then just for the sake of it, let's get we'll pull Superion in just to show off all the combiners together. Here's the 3 complete combiners you've got right now in Combiner Wars. And like I said, they're not at the same level as some of the third-party engineering, but these are some fun. They're fun toys for mainline releases, and none has gotten me more stoked than this guy, Defensor, official. Like I said, he was one of my favorite combiners as a kid, so I'm glad to have him again in an official capacity.